Yo, what's going on, guys? John here from Elite Brotherhood, hoping you are well. So, welcome to the sort of full length training on exactly how to sign up your first and next 5 paying clients in the next 7 days for your coaching business, service, product. And so, guys, without further ado, let's just dive right into it. All right. So, let's take a look at step one. Okay, so step one, you first have to be able to identify who exactly your service or product is for. Okay, like long gone are the days where you could just whack something up on social media, just targeting everybody in the world and getting a load of signups would happen. Right now, because the market is way more sophisticated and there's a lot more competition, we need to be able to separate ourselves by choosing a specific target market. And so with that, let's take a look at what that could look like. So I want you guys just to imagine that this circle right here is the entirety of the marketplace, right? And the problem is everyone just tries to start promoting their services and products to everybody and anybody with a pulse, right? As if they've got a wallet and a pulse, most people actually go ahead and just try and promote their services to these people. Now, there's a lot of things that are wrong with that. Is that the big one is that you really just get pushed into the shadows with everybody else, and that sucks. That's not what you want. And when you try and speak to everybody, you try and ultimately speak to nobody. And so the question now becomes of, okay, well, John, how do I actually go ahead and separate myself from this noisy crowd? Well, the way that you do that is by actually sectioning yourself off and choosing, again, a specific piece of the pie, right? It's a specific piece of the target market within that marketplace. So let's say, for example, that this here is personal trainers, right? So go personal trainers. Now, instead of having like I help business owners, right, in general, at a certain level that can work, especially when you're looking to scale and stuff like that. You've had way more social proof, more credibility, more reach, and stuff like that, with a different line of products. But especially if you guys are just sort of starting out, sectioning yourself off to a specific part of that market, or the marketplace, I should say, is going to be tremendously important. So now, instead of just saying, all right, well, I help everybody and everyone with a pulse, we now say that I specifically help personal trainers. Now, you may think, well, John, if I just target one market, then I'm going to miss out on a ton of opportunity. Again, when you try and speak to everybody, you actually speak to nobody. Like, for example, I see a lot of fitness coaches try and target men and women, right, in the same bunch. Now, if they're first starting out, I would definitely not do that, because your line of communication is different to each. So, for example, if I was a health and fitness coach and I said, hey, here's how you get, a flat tummy and tone up, right, and a big bum, or whatever the hell the people are after these days, men aren't going to pay that any attention. But if I said, hey, here's how you can get shredded six pack and beach ready, for all the cheekers, right, then men are going to be paying more attention to that, right? And so we have to be able to pick a specific target of the market, piece of the market, sorry, and really understand who they are, right? Which actually brings me on to the next piece. So if we look at what we've done here, we've looked at choosing our niche. Now we have to choose our avatar, right? So it basically means who this niche is, right? Specifically, like what are the conversations that they have with themselves every day? What are the things that they think about at night? What are their dreams, fears, hopes, desires, right? Like everything. We need to be able to understand them on a very, very deep level. So let's take Joe here, right? Let's say Joe is our personal trainer. Okay, and he's maybe, let's say, looking to grow his business, generate leads, bring on clients, right? Well, we know, first of all, that if we can position ourselves as like, hey, I just help personal trainers, Joe's going to start looking at more of us as a specialist rather than a generalist, right? And it's really important that we can actually go ahead and do that. Again, because they're going to see more in the eyes of an expert. Okay, like if you take a standard doctor, right, which helps everybody from like a common cold to diagnosing, the worst of the worst, it's still very general. And yes, they are an expert in their own way, but if you look at like having a specific problem, you want to have a specific solution. And that specific solution needs to come from a specialist if you want the best of the best. So let's say that, you know, someone needed to have open heart surgery. You wouldn't go to a standard general practitioner doctor. No, you'd go to a specialist, and that being a surgeon, right, who actually specializes in open heart surgery, because they're more of the trusted advisor. You're happy to pay the money because they're going to potentially save your life, right? You're looking for a specific solution to a specific pain point. So hopefully this is making sense, guys, so far. And so moving back into the avatar, like you want to create a story. Now you can call this guy Joe, Bob, whatever the hell you want to call him. But you want to be able to create a story. Like actually give this person a name, give this person a character, give this person a personality, right? Traits, give them everything. Design this person, design your perfect client, okay? Because when we understand what's going on in here, right, their brain on a 24/7, 365, 52 weeks of the year basis, they're going to start paying attention. And if you can describe their problems better than they can back to them, they'll automatically assume that you have the solution, okay? So that is niche and avatar. The next bit is you want to move on to what I call a one sentence pitch. Okay, now one sentence pitch is a way to, again, separate yourself from a crowded market. And this can sound something like, I help blank to blank without blank, right? So it's a bit like an elevator pitch. It's basically saying, hey, I help this person get this specific result without doing the thing that they hate the most. And if you can add a time duration on that, if you can add a shortened time that it takes to achieve that result, you're in very, very good space. So for example, again, if I was a health and fitness coach, I could put, I help career-driven men to torch 20 to 30 pounds, right? Increase energy and build unshakable confidence without giving up their favorite foods, right? And then if I can add a time duration on that, where I can help them lose 20 to 30 pounds, increase their energy and build unshakable confidence, let's say it's 90 days, that's a very, very powerful tagline, or one sentence pitch in this case. And so if you are in like a more of a business to business space, use the same formula. Just use something like, I help high ticket e-commerce brands convert up to 80% more website visitors without additional ad spend in 90 days, right? Something like that says, hey, if you're this person who wants this result without doing the thing you hate the most in this time frame, then I'm your guy, okay? And so first of all, look at who your niche is, look at your avatar, and look at crafting your one sentence pitch with the formula, I help blank to blank without blank. And again, if you can add a time duration in there, even better, okay? So that is step one, getting clear on exactly who you're looking to work with specifically, and also why. Now, the next step of this is you want to have some type of an offer, right? Because now we know who we're looking to target, we need to be able to offer them something. Now, the way that I like to put together an offer is kind of a multitude of different ways. But for me, if I was to start off, I'd kind of use what I call the T method. So I'd put here problems and solutions, okay? And I'd look at my target market and I say, all right, how many problems do they have and what are those problems that I can actually go ahead and solve? So let's say it was leads, let's say it was sales, content, ads, marketing, messenger, triage calls, hiring, coaching clients, portal setups, maybe it's payment processing, maybe it's registering the business, right? Look at all these problems already. Maybe it's mindset, right? And I can go into self-doubt, lack of confidence, imposter syndrome, and you can have all these different problems that you can solve, right? And then you want to look at, okay, well, what is that solution? What's that solution? What's that solution? And so on and so forth, right? And you create a big, long list of solutions. Now, once you've got that big, long list of solutions, you can actually start to put together resources that your clients can use. Okay, now what are resources? Resources for me are going to be things like trainings, like this one. You can have frameworks. Okay, you can have scripts, PDFs, right? Let's say it's group coaching. Let's say it's one-to-one coaching. And by the way, guys, if you are looking to work with your first handful of clients, let's say the first 5, 6, 7 clients, like all of your stuff is probably going to be more one-to-one rather than a group setting. And so look at all the sort of solutions that you can give and what resources you can give. Okay. So again, trainings, frameworks, scripts, PDFs, group coaching, one-to-one coaching, loads of different things. Next up is once you have those resources, I then look at splitting them up into maybe 3, possibly even 4 different pillars, right? And so, for example, let's say your program is 90 days, right? You can have pillar 1, let's put 1 here, pillar 2, pillar 3. So your first pillar could be like something high ticket positioning, which for me, it can be working at your niche and your offer and positioning them correctly and positioning you correctly. Next up is you probably want to know how to generate leads for that. And so it can be leads on tap, right? 3 is probably want to know how to close those deals and make those sales, right? Bring in that cash flow. So then I could call it something like sales mastery. And then maybe your final pillar could be like high performance, right? So the high performance for me is all things like habits, routines, daily structures, mindset, all those different types of things, right? So now you can help a specific person develop their niche, create their signature offer, produce leads on tap for that. You can help them close those sales with sales mastery. And then you can finally give them the high performance formula, which helps them with daily routines, mindset, habits, all that sort of stuff, right? And time management, organization. And so really, when you look at this, you have a really, really, really strong offer because you've done the preparation behind, okay? Like you've worked out all the problems that they have. Like we said, closing deals, generating leads, content, high performance. And these are your solutions broken down into 3, maybe even 4 pillars. Now, I actually used to put accountability as a pillar. I no longer do. I just let them know that, what they're going to get in terms of accountability. So like it's going to be one-to-one coaching calls, one-to-one check-ins per week, daily accountability through Messenger, those sorts of things, right? And so I would then break it up into 3 or 4 different pillars. And then I would name them something pretty unique, right? So instead of, hey, here's your training section, here's your nutrition section, right? Or maybe instead of here's your website section, here's your Facebook ad section, right? Name it something really cool. So it could be like advertising acceleration, right? Maybe it can be eat anything, anytime system, right? For you fitness coaches out there. And so look at what those pillars are and then name them something unique, okay? So now the final bit here is, well, John, how do I price this thing? Well, for me, typically for a 90-day program, I look at nothing less than 1,500, right, for that 90-day program. Now, if you are an ad agency, for example, that runs ads for companies or consumers, customers, you can look at something like, you have to really work out what the ROI is, right? So like if you have like, let's say a company that you're helping run ads for who has a really, really low return on investment, it's going to affect your price point. So I would look for a more lucrative brand that actually charges a good price for their product or service. And then look at how many you think that you can get on the back of that, right? So how many leads can you help them generate? How many clients do you reckon that you can bring them in per month? And so if their program is like, let's say 3K, and you're charging them, let's say 1,000 a month plus, I don't know, let's say 500 monthly retainer for ads, right? That's 1,500 a month. Now, even if you get them one client in the space of 1 month, right, you still made them 50% more revenue than they had before. Now, chances are, if you're actually any good at what you do, you'll be able to do that like consistently and more than just one person. If you aren't that good right now, don't sweat it. What I would probably do is go and work people for free, just for like the first 5 people, get some case studies, get some testimonials, get some great experience. Just say like, hey, I'm just coming into the space right now. I'm looking to sharpen my skills. I believe I can help you do this. It's completely free. All you need to do is, is give me a testimonial at the end, and tell a friend. Sound fair enough? And then they'll be like, yeah, sweet, let's do it. All right. And so you have to come to the table with a crap ton of value, and a direction for them, right? A strategy for them. So again, if you're like an ad agency, I do like 1K per month, right? Service charge. And then I'd probably do something like 500, let's say 750 per month ad spend, right? And again, if you're like helping like brands that are charging 3, 4, 5, 10,000 for their service, this is a piece of cake, right? Like it really is. So that's what I would do, guys. And again, for you health and fitness coaches out there, look at 1,500, no less. All right. Now, the next part I would do is create what I call a target acquisition log. All right. Now, basically, what a target acquisition log is it's really just a log of where you can put all of your sort of potential clients, right? So you can do this on a Google Sheet. You can do this on an Excel file. I always suggest using things on Google Drive because it's a lot easier to keep things organized and it's more transferable. It's just easier, right? And so I would go open up a Google Sheet, and let's just say that right now this is our spreadsheet, right? And so we can have here name, email, number, social platform, right? So where are we actually going to reach out to them? Okay, and then I'd have, let's imagine that it was continuing to go along. I'd have reach outs 1, 2, and 3. I'd have follow-up date, right? I'd also have call offered, call booked, and then finally result. So that way, this acts as a sales pipeline and also a CRM in one at a basic level. Like when you're first starting off, you don't need all this fancy software and shit. You just need to start. That's literally it. Do simple shit. Simple scales, by the way, guys. It's a friendly note. So create your own target acquisition log. So you'll have name, email, phone number, social platform, reach outs 1, 2, and 3, follow-ups, call offered, call booked, result. All right. And so eventually you want to get a couple of 100 names in here. Now you may be thinking, John, where the hell am I going to get 100 names from? Right. Well, here's where you find them. Okay. You can find these people on social media, friends, followers. All right. Friends and followers. You can have it on email. So if you have like an email list, you can have it in-person folk. Right, so anybody who you know in person, or they could refer you to someone else. You could have this on current clients, past clients, and potential clients. You could have this on what I call story lurkers. So if you're posting stories right now, people who have eyeballs on your stories consistently are going to be pretty hot and warm to you. Content engagers. You could also have like Facebook group members, Facebook page followers, right? It's just people that are closer to your chest, right? And so when you've gone through all of your hit list, like if you don't have a minimum of like 50 people in that list, like seriously, just go and sit your ass back down, get 50 people in there because you ain't thinking hard enough. I know it sounds quite harsh, but it's the reality, right? There's no freaking way you only know 3 or 4 or 5 people in your entire life. So go and get a minimum of 50 across all these different points. These are just a couple. So if you do want like where to find all the leads, just drop me the hashtag leads down below. And I'll send you over a free swipe file just to give you a visual demonstration of where you can find all these guys. And yeah, that kind of really just leads us into the next bit, right? Which is what I like to call lead outreach, right? So now that we've done all the prep work again, and you'll notice the common theme here, guys, right? It's like 80% preparation, like 20% execution, like in terms of actual work, right? And so step 4 is your outreach. And so what we're looking to do here is just reach out to them with, I like to actually lead with those people who are a lot closer to me. I like to lead out with like more of a market research standpoint. Because again, if you're like completely fresh and brand new, you need to know like what the market wants, right? And like what you should put in your offer, what the problems are, and all that stuff. Okay. So make sure, note, these messages need to be video messages. Now, you may actually start hating me at this point, thinking, John, this is too much work. John, this is blah, blah, blah. All right, don't do it then. Stay exactly where you're at. Or if you want to be able to bring on clients, keep listening. So do video, personalized messages, right? Do not copy and paste written shit to people, like, because they can sniff it out like that and they'll blank you, right? Spend the extra couple of seconds and mention their name in the video. Just like pull your phone out and be like, hey Joe, I hope you're well. I just wanted to reach out as I'm looking to do some market research around a new program that I'm putting together to help insert your 1 sentence pitch, and wondered if you'd be down for helping out real quick. PS, got nothing to sell right now. Just want to see if people would find it useful. Thanks. How hard is that? That took me like 8 seconds, right? And so that's the kind of message that you want to send out. So market research method. Okay. So I'm looking to put together a new program to help insert 1 sentence pitch and wondered if you'd be down for helping out real quick. PS, nothing to offer. Just want to see if people like you would find it useful. And I know that my handwriting sucks, but if you need to go back and listen to what I just said, go for it. Okay, and so that's the message. Again, video personalized message that you're going to be sending out to all of your people, okay, on that hit list. There should be a minimum of 50, minimum of 100, right? Like your Facebook friends, Facebook followers, Instagram, like there's so many people out there right now, A, who want your service, and B, who are willing to pay you good money to solve a big problem in their life. And C, there's more people out there than you can probably realize. Like, just do the work, right? Now, the next bit is once we get them booked onto a call, right? And by the way, guys, if you do want the exact messenger script that I give to my paying clients to help them book calls like clockwork, just drop me the hashtag messenger down below, and I'm more than happy to get that over to you for completely free. I'll also throw in the target acquisition log as well. So just hit me up. If you're watching this actually anywhere else but Facebook and you don't have immediate contact to me, just go ahead into the Elite Brotherhood group on Facebook and just ask for John, which is me, and I'll hook you up. Okay, Elite Brotherhood group on Facebook. Or you can reach out to me at John Rossiter on Facebook as well. All right, cool. All right, so the next part is we want to be looking at what I like to call triage call. All right, so your triage call is your sort of 10, 15-minute short discovery calls, right? And so there's a few things on this call that you want to be able to figure out. It's really kind of twofold, right? One is you want to let your potential client know that you're doing some research and that their answers will be tremendously beneficial to the program that you're putting together. But also, it's a great way to see if you can even help them, right? So it's a great sort of, again, twofold mission, if you will. And so the things to cover on this call, let's say this is my page, right? So I have current, right? So what's their current situation? Where are they trying to get to? Right? What's their goal? Desire, meaning why do they want to get there? Challenge, which is like, what's actually stopping them hitting their goal? Urgency, right? As in like how soon do they want to get there? I typically do like an out of 10 scale. And then if you guys are feeling really confident, you can also check how much financial access they have to see if they can even afford a potential program or help from you, if that's what it led to. If you are a little bit intimidated by that right now, don't sweat it too much. You can actually just go ahead and swap this out for things that they might have tried. And this is really actually very beneficial for you because this gives you an idea of like what your market's trying right now, and maybe why things aren't working. And then the end goal is to get them onto a sales call, right? Again, if it's truly right for that client and you think that you can help them on a deep level. And so what that would look like is something like, hey Joe, so look, we've covered a lot of ground here today in where you're currently at right now, where you're looking to get to, the challenges that you've embarked, the things that you've tried. And I know that you want to get there as soon as possible for these reasons. Now, based on where you're at, I definitely feel like what we've got going on over here could be of great support to that. So would you be open to scheduling a sort of a 60-minute longer session where we can dive into a few things deeper together, get you a game plan? And hey, if what we have going on over here really helps you move forwards and hit that goal, then hey, we can talk about that. If not, I'm more than happy to get you some resources, maybe even refer you to someone else who can best support you. Sound fair enough? And they'd be like, yeah, sure. And then that's when you can book in the sales call, right? So find out their current situation, what their goal is, what their desire is, what their challenges are, what the urgency is, maybe what they've tried as well. Okay? So the next part, guys, is the big scary sales goal. You have to remember, guys, sales is just communication. Like it's something that you do on a daily basis. You communicate with other people. You just ask leading questions, right? What was it? Step 6? I always forget. So sales call, right? And it's basically the same structure. So current situation, goal, desire, challenge, urgency, finances, right? Now, if you do want to add in a deeper level of what they've tried, why it didn't work, why they maybe feel like they need a coach, and then go into finances, break down the offer that you've already created, right, in the previous pillars, and then close that deal. Ka-ching, 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 right? And so don't be afraid to go deeper on these things, right? Sometimes you might feel like you're repeating yourself, but you have to think of this, right? So this is like a little onion, right? Onions have what? Layers. And so on Messenger, you're just kind of sticking to this outer layer here. On the triage call, you're getting a little bit deeper. Then on the sales call, you're getting right into the root of it, right? You're finding out the core problems. You're getting underneath people's skin in a way that makes them uncomfortable, but yet sees you as that leader, right? Because pain creates action, pain creates movement. And then when you finally hit this bullseye and you've got everything that you needed for the call to go ahead and offer your service or product, you'll be able to stand a higher chance of closing that deal, okay? Now, sales objection-wise, you will get hit with objections. Just don't crumble. Don't crumble. Take a deep breath and know that that's the fun part. That's where you really get to help these people out and get resourceful. If they made it this far, they're probably serious in getting help. And so with that, just don't be afraid of objections. If you do want my full sales objection handbook that gives you like 34 pages of sales objection handling frameworks, let me know by dropping #SalesObjectionPlaybook. Longer hashtag, guys, but it's so that I can know exactly what you need. So hashtag sales objection handbook in the comments below. And that's really it, guys. So that is like the sort of 6 steps that you need to create your niche, create your offer, line up your leads, sort of reach out to them, get them booked onto calls, take those triage calls, and of course, get those clients over the line. A few different side notes here before we wrap up is you need to be creating content on a regular basis. If you're not creating your content and getting your face out there, it's going to be much harder. Like, you have to think that all these little things like content, like Messenger, right, like stories, these all assist that big close at the bottom, right? Because these things increase your market's know, like, and trust factors. And if that person can know you, like you, and trust you enough to give you money over the phone for a service that you provide or a product that you provide, very, very well done. And so if you don't like doing content, okay, great, don't have clients. If you don't like doing Messenger, all right, great, goodbye to clients. If you don't like getting on the phone, all right, great, good, say goodbye to clients. Like, this shit is not easy sometimes. I know that when I was first coming up, I was overwhelmed with information out there. But guys, honestly, follow these steps. Follow these steps. Ask me for things that you want. I'll give it to you for completely free. I'll help you as much as I possibly can. Okay. And so if you guys found this useful, just feel free to reach out to me and say, hey, John, I just watched your training. Thank you so much. That was incredible. Or you can reach out to me and say, hey, John, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Thank you for wasting nearly 40 minutes of my life. Hopefully you guys don't say that. But then, of course, if you want any frameworks, any scripting, any templates, logs, whatever, just let me know. Hit me up. John Rossiter on Facebook. And go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube. Go and check out our TikTok. Go and check out our Instagram. Like, we're all on social media platforms. We're on everything. And so go check us out. That'd be amazing to basically have you over there, and more cool things like that on the way. So again, guys, this has been John from Elite Brotherhood. Hoping you are well, having a fantastic day. And I'll see you next training. Much love as always. Take care and peace.